Hello, my name is Sydney and today we are doing a massive unhaul. My most recent video is me doing a refresh on all my shelves, and the video before that, I think, is my huge spring book haul. I acquired quite a lot of books in the past few months, but particularly in June, just going to some really large bookstores and going to my first bookish convention. And so I have been feeling the need for a few weeks now, but especially most recently, of wanting to do a full refresh on my bookshelves, and I just did it. It took me 7 hours yesterday, but going through all the shelves, I needed to be ruthless in unhauling because I have pretty much exactly 1 year left in this lease, and I wanted to really come to terms with the fact that I'm not going to get through my entire physical TBR in that time, and I need to be really real with what I want to read and what I want to get rid of. So some of these books I've owned for years and still interested in, but at this point I'm not going to pick them up. And so a lot of these books, like I was pretty ruthless with my unhaul. So we're gonna go through all 98 books that I am unhauling for this, and hopefully soon I'll be able to go to some little free libraries and drop them all off. I will definitely make a video about that, but my summer is pretty busy. I'm not entirely sure when I'm gonna get to do that because there's a lot of books to get rid of. Even from my last unhaul, I still have some of those books, so we will see. But let us get into the unhaul. First is Midnight in Everwood. This is a Waterstones exclusive. I love the edges so much, but I read this a few years ago and I hated it. It's a Nutcracker retelling and I was really interested in it, and I kept it for so long because I really do love these sprayed edges, but every time I see them I'm just like, nope, I'm never gonna read this book again. So it's finally time to go. I have 3 versions of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I have my original hardcover, and then when I was in England I found this version and I bought it because I loved it so much, but then I kept going in England and I found an even prettier version, and yet I held on to this one for a few years. It's time to go. If you've seen any of my reading vlogs, you unfortunately know that I feel hoodwinked by the luminaries. I loved the first 2 books so much, but the last book just fell so flat for me, and I'm sad because I love the sprayed edges on this second book, but honestly I'm never going to reread them again. It's time for them to go. I've had these companion library books for so long. They are really cool. Like, it's Gulliver's Travels on one side, but then it's Treasure Island on the other, and so you flip through and they're 2 different stories, and then I have Little Women and Little Men and Black Beauty and The Call of the Wild, and I have just never ever picked them up. So I'm hoping if I put them out there into the world, somebody else will pick these up and just adore them. Peony in Love, I am just never going to pick it up. I've had it for years. My grandma told me I should read CJ Box, but I've had them for like 4 years now and I've never touched them, so it's time to go. The Little Book of Bridgerton, I found this for pretty cheap. I read it at the time and for some reason I kept it. It's time to go. This is one of the Sabrina Jeffries books that I have read and I didn't love it as much. I gave it 3 stars, so I don't need to hold on to it any longer. And then all of these books I have under my like travel, memoir, armchair travel kind of books, and I've just never gravitated towards any of these. And I looked through reviews and honestly I have better ones that I already own, so they will all be gotten rid of. I have Under the Tuscan Sun, Outpost, My Part-Time Paris Life, The Art of Travel, and The Hour of Land. City Walks DC. I was pretty ruthless in my general fiction category because I just never gravitate towards it, but these books sound interesting. I never ever picked them up, and some of them I've had for years. The Memory Painter, The Animators, The 13th Tale, Bellman in Black, Behold the Dreamers, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, How to Be a Heroine, Adequate Yearly Progress, The Birth of Venus, The Lady and the Unicorn, Death in August, Cat on a Blue Monday, Garment of Shadows, A Burning, The White Queen, Leonardo's Swans, another travel book, Culture Shock in Greece, and a book that my dad gave me which I will never read again, Limitless. Most of the rest of this is going to be my fantasy, either books that I read and no longer need to read, or TBR books that just are lower on the priority list for me than other TBR books I own, so it's time for them to go. I read The Owl Service. I really did not like it. I did buy this while I was in England, and it's told to be a classic and told that it would be better upon like 5th read, but honestly I don't need that. I don't need that life. Feather and Flame, didn't get to it. Exquisite Captive, didn't get to it. Okay, from now on, just assume I didn't get to it if I don't say something about it. Talon, Given, The Sinister Booksellers of Bath, Once and Future, Master of One, With the Jaguar I Told Her. This one is kind of tragic too because the outside is stunning. The Hazelwood, and I think it's sequel, Rebel of the Sands. I read another book by Renee Adia and I didn't love it. I'm still going to continue that series, but here are 2 by her. These are actually 2 duplicates. I was able to find hardcover versions of both of these to match the rest of the series, so I'm getting rid of the paperbacks. A lot of these TBR books that I never got to are lean pretty heavily YA. I'm just finding that as I get older, I'm liking YA less and less. Etiquette and Espionage, Prince Charming, 2 Regency romance books. I just have too many to get through. The School for Good and Evil, The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle, Outliers, The Lost Gate, a Jack Frost book that I did really want to read, but it's 5th in the series and I just never got to it. Pyromantic, Amid Stars and Darkness, Sweet Venom, Zodiac Legacy, this is a Stan Lee novel, Starcross, The Naming, Wildwood Imperium, this is like the 4th book in this series, Almost English, The Farthest Shore. I do have another newer book that I just bought recently and it has her first 4 novels in it, including this one, and it's in much better condition. I really wish I had gotten to Heartland, but this book is just falling apart. The Lost Books of the Odyssey, The Spy Master's Lady, House of Names, Lord of the Changing Winds, Sisters of Isis the Summoning, The Mediator by Meg Cabot. This is the Peter and the Starcatcher series that I do wish I had read, but honestly I can get it at the library. God of Neverland. The Captive Kingdom I found, and it's in really great condition. I found it in a little free library a few years ago, and I started finally this year listening to the series because this book is the 5th in the series, and honestly I am loving it, but I don't feel the need to find the rest of the books, at least not right now. And this one is like, I think it's an old library book, so I don't like this, like, not sparkly, but like the reflective look of it. I don't like it. So although I do love this series, I haven't gotten to this book yet, so I don't feel the need to hold on to this one. I've been listening to them all on Libby. These 4 are books that I read recently and I do not feel the need to own. I have Stolen for the Alien Prince, Daisy Jones and the Six, Under the Silk Cotton Tree, and A Well-Behaved Woman. I have 3 books from my Harry Potter shelf that I was able to get rid of. This is the Harry Potter Insults Handbook. I don't need this anymore. The Sorcerer's Companion, and the Tales of Beta the Bard. I actually have like a box set of this and 2 other books, and so I've kept on to this one because it is a different edition, but honestly don't need to. Cause of Death. These are 2 poetry collections that I've read a few times and don't feel the need to keep anymore. Who's Who in Mythology. I have too many mythology books. Kingsbane, although it's in excellent condition and I am interested in the series, I just never picked it up. This is also I think the 2nd book. Where Dreams Descend, Return of a Thief, Gods and Monsters. I did keep the 1st book, but it's in much better condition and it's in paperback, so I don't really feel the need to own this one too. Cursed. This book is heavy. Fortune, Fire, and Stars and its sequel, I just never got to them. And lastly, The Bones of Ruin. And that is going to be all 98 books that I am unhauling. I am thrilled by this. I know I could go through my shelves and look for 2 more books to make it an even 100. That would make me feel really good. But to be honest, I am so happy with the amount of books that I'm getting rid of, because that means every other book that has been left, it's on my shelves right now, I am seriously excited to read. I know at one point I was very excited to read all of these. Times change, it's okay. I'm growing as a reader and as a person, and I'm just getting a bit more realistic with how many physical books I can get through in a month. A very select few of these will be going up on my Pango. I'll link them below if you're interested in them, but the rest of them will be going directly into little free libraries. I will be filming that. Who knows when I'll get the chance to do that, hopefully pretty soon. So that video is on its way, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspired you to go through your own books, and I will see you in the next video.